So now it's time to put the pieces together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert, and we're going to start with the circle. Something weird. Oh, goof. I'm going to just rename this parts thing as cat Riley. Then rename the one that's Riley cat. Rename circle. I must have clicked on the wrong one at some point. It's easy to do, but I have all the pieces. So I have my circle, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and fix that. That way this can't move. Everything else is going to be bound to this guy. So next step is we're going to insert, and let's put in the cat. Oh, insert, Riley, and hit the checkbox. And yep, they're going to come as two separate parts. That's going to make assembly just a little bit harder, but that's fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is a planar mate. I'm going to mate the back surface of the cat body, insert to the back surface of the cat. Okay. So the cat's in the right spot, but he can still move around. Now, this I'm still doing some practice with OnShape, so it's going to be a little more challenging, but I need to find a spot where the cat can get mates up with the shape. A good spot's probably where those meet. So I'm going to take and pick a, let's see if I can do the fix. Oh, I'm going to pull this away, click somewhere else, and then I'm going to hit mate. I'm going to pick, okay, I'm going to move the cat out and away so I can see the back corner of that. I'm going to try to fasten, and I'm going to zoom this around so I can see this corner right here. And I'm going to go find the mating corner on the back of the cat right here. Let's hit checkbox and see what we have. I'm going to hit the checkbox. All right, close that. So now the cat cannot move. Good. So I cannot lock the E-center in yet. That's going to have to come later. Although I can do the planar on the back of the surface. So make sure I'm getting the back. Yep. And the back of the E. I don't know if it's symmetrical, so I'll make sure I grab the back of it. I'm going to hit check. And then I'm going to close this box, and I'm going to move the E-center way off to the middle of nowhere so I can bring my next one. So next step is I need to bring in my text. So we're going to insert Riley text. Unfortunately, they're all separate objects, so that means there's going to be a lot of steps. So the first thing I can do is I can do a planar mate between all these letters. So I know the front of this and the front of this I are coplanar. And the front of this, and then I can pull the R back away. And I know that the front of the I and the dot are coplanar. Again, it's going to keep trying to move them together, but what matters is they're on the same surface. I'm going to also say the I is coplanar to the L. I'm going to check that. I'm going to move the I back to where it goes. And these are all moving together because they're all locked to that same surface. Again, planar, I'm going to use a planar on the front of the E and the L. Check. Move them off to the side so they're not fighting. Then the front of the E and the front of the Y. Check. And pull this guy back to where he goes. Oh, I'm going to pull him over this way. So those are good. We could probably also put the center of the E back into its place. So let's do that right now. I'm going to use a mate connector on the back of that corner there. And the back corner of this guy right here. I'm going to hit check, and everything might jump around. All the text is now, by virtue of how that's set up, all the text is now on the thing. Why aren't you moving? Oh, I used a coplanar, not a fasten. Let's try fasten. I'm going to grab that point there and that point there. Let's check. Nope. Let's see if that. Nope. Control Z. Good things are happening. So we're going to try that again. Okay. We're going to do the easier one. I'm going to do a planar mate between this surface and this surface. So now this can still move here. I'm going to delete the bad fasten. So delete, because that's causing problems. That causes problems later. So now we just need to lock the corners together, and we could use a revolute mate on this edge here, and that edge there. So that basically says those two edges are mated. So now if I move the E, the text should move. All right. So now the long, terrible process of getting each of these letters in place. This is painful, but the result's going to look really good. So now I'm going to take and let's use our planars where we can, because planars are much nicer. So I'm going to grab the big back of that R and the big back of this surface. I'm going to hit check. And I'm going to then also, I'm going to pull the R up. I'm going to grab another planar mate. And I'm going to grab the bottom of that R and then the bottom of that piece. I'm going to hit check. And I can close this. The R can't move. So we're just going to continue on. Planar is going to be really easy for all of them, except the E maybe, although there's two flat surfaces on the E. That should be fine. So I'm going to take and do that off video, so you're not stuck watching it, or I'll do it in video, but you can basically stop watching now, unless you want to just keep getting practice with it. So planar, bottom of the eye, bottom of the eye, check, and then planar, the back of that, and the back of that slot, check. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something fancy for the dot, but I think it's a circle. So I'm just going to use a fasten. I'll grab the center of this hole. Nope. Okay. I'm going to grab. Is there a center? There's no center spot. Okay. I'm going to use a fasten on this point right here. And I hope I can find the similar point on. Nope. I'm going to hit X. All right. We're going to bring we're going to bring him somewhat into place. This way I'm sure I can see the two things together. So let's try a fasten again. And I want to make sure the normal is pointing the right way. Nope. Control Z. Try fasten again. That point there. And I need the normal pointing the other way. All right, check. And that looks good. So that one's a little hard, but should be easy now. So I'm going to click on the bottom of the L and the bottom of the L here. Everything shifted, but once I hit check, it should move back. Oh, nope, we have a problem. Control Z. Let's try planar mate. The bottom of that guy. There we go. Now we're on planar, the center of that side and the center of this side. The cat will move initially, but it'll push itself back once it resolves all the other solutions. I'm gonna do the Y next because he's easy. Because why not? Also, he's nice. He's easier than the E because he's less curvy. Check. And then I'm going to pull this guy down so he's out of the way. Planar. And it's 3 planar mates to lock a single thing in place. One for each X, Y, Y, Z, and ZY, or in ZX. I think I do this one. Right, we're going to do the end of the E, and then we're going to go find the end of our E. And I'm going to do the bottom of the E. I hit check, and if everything's good, I'll close this box. And if I move anything, nothing moves. So now I have my text in place, and that's the end of this video. In the next video, we'll see about exporting it.